until 4:45 for generally southeastern sections of Tyler County to the south of Spurger at this time. Without a doubt, this is a rotating thunderstorm. I don't see anything on the ground per se. Let me take a look at that one more time. Usually you can see on different types of scans whether or not there is something definitive on the ground. I don't see that right now. I see hail and certainly winds that are severe. Let's see, get these scans every minute now. Let's see, we're at still at 60 miles an hour. It's just the 60-mile-per-hour winds are right there. Of course, there is the rotation. It's not as pronounced as it was just a few minutes ago. And again, that's typical with severe thunderstorms and tornadic thunderstorms. They weaken and strengthen, weaken and strengthen. But I'm still getting wind gusts right around 60 miles an hour to the southwest of Spurger, to the east and southeast of Warren, and to the west of Fred right now. So again, this is until 4:45. And let me look, one other thing. Without a doubt, this is large hail. And large hail, let's just leave it at that. Let me go to a different source. And again, a lot of severe thunderstorms have developed ahead of the front. This extends back up into East Texas to the north of Angelina County and up towards Russ County. And again, we have this one tornado warning, isolated tornado warning, right over and heading towards Fred. And if you're just joining us, again, this is a rotating thunderstorm. Okay, I got a new scan, and it's this area right here. So it's just to the west of Fred as this heads off to the south and east. It's gonna be close. And yeah, without continues, okay, there's 60, so yeah, low end severe, 60 miles an hour. Yeah, just barely severe now, 60 miles an hour. It looks like the rotation is not as pronounced. Well, there is still rotation without a doubt, but I don't see, let me go back to something else. Velocity, yeah, we're getting those 60 miles an hour. See one other thing, correlation. It's not definitive whether or not there's a tornado right now. There are severe winds. I'm convinced of that. I don't, and there is a thunderstorm that is rotating, okay? And those can put out tornadoes, but I don't see anything right now that that piques my interest as far as whether or not there's definitively anything on the ground right now. I don't think so. Okay, that's the very latest. We got about 9 minutes, let's see, 11 minutes on that. 10 minutes until this expires as it heads on to the south and east. I'm going to move and try to move this over towards the south and east so you can see it a little bit better. If you're just joining us, there's that tornado warning until, let's see, until 4:45, and there's Fred. You can see that. Let's save this. And I'm going to stop this so that you can continue to watch as we dissect this storm. Let's see, the hail is not as impressive now, so it may be weakening a bit there. Okay, let me go back here. And again, we continue to watch this. I don't see anything definitive, as I said, as this heads southeastwards at about 25 miles an hour. And it does not look like anything is on the ground right now. Save current, and we're going to put that there. What I'm doing is I'm repositioning this so that we can see this better, because it is moving off to the south and east. And there's the hail. It doesn't look severe there. And again, there is rotation, don't get me wrong. Okay, southeastern Tyler County. Let me switch this. And that's the rotation, or just the strength of the winds. Now we're going to look at rotation. And you can see right along this line, there could be something to the south and west, to the west of Fred, somewhere in that vicinity. But again, I'm just not real convinced that this is a bona fide tornado on the ground. There is a weak couplet there, as you can see. And what I mean is, as far as the couplet, you can see kind of the wind field is a little higher there, and of course you've got a weak area there. So that causes rotation in a counterclockwise fashion. That's what we're watching for right now. So that is where we're at right now. Let's see. Let me go back to radar. Okay, that's moving southeast. There's hail and the winds. Okay, let me turn this off. Okay, I apologize, everyone. I'm kind of going through this and looking at different data as this severe thunderstorm warning and tornado warning continue until 4:45 p.m. We do have a severe thunderstorm. I'm convinced of that, with winds of 60 miles an hour. And I'm not convinced that we have a bona fide tornado on the ground. I don't think so at this time. And let me get back on the screen so we can talk a little bit closer. And they just may let this ride till 4:45 before taking the warning down. But again, we're right over Fred now. Very heavy rain, obviously, and quite a bit of lightning. And again, there is rotation. The hail is weakened, no doubt about that. Okay, so here we go. Here's the red. That is moving away from the radar site, and the green is moving towards. So you can see there is a rotating thunderstorm just to the west of Fred. But when you look at some other things, don't think that there's anything on the ground right now. I just don't. I think this is weak, but you have to warn for a thunderstorm that is severe or a possibly tornadic. But again, you're getting winds. Let's take a look at the wind speeds again. And we are sitting at, okay, we're back up to 67 miles an hour. So the winds in here may be around 67 miles an hour as this heads to the south and east of Fred. And let's see, right there, what are the wind speeds? 43, that's no big deal. 49, okay. Okay, they're going, okay, see, they've shifted it. There's an old tornado warning, and they've shifted it off towards the south and west, just in this area that we're watching right here, as it continues to head off towards the south and east at about 15 miles an hour. So that goes now into Hardin County. They are sending out this warning because of the potential. Nothing is on the ground, in my opinion, right now, but there is the potential that this is rotating and could put down a weak tornado from what we're seeing right now. There you go. It's moving off to the south and east. Let me stop this, and I'm going to move this again so that you can see that there is definite rotation. And the reason that they continue this tornado warning into Hardin, and also it's going to be into Hardin County, it looks like, and also into Jasper County. So that will extend until 5:15 this evening. Again, if you're just joining us, a new tornado warning has just been issued for northeastern Hardin and also south or central sections of Jasper County as this heads off to the south and east at about 25 miles an hour. The hail component is it's not there. I don't see severe hail right now. Yep. It's all about the rotation of the storm. And so, let me get back on this. If you're just joining us, as we continue till about 4:45 on this potential tornado, there is a rotating thunderstorm that is in through sections of southeastern Tyler County, moving off to the south and east. This is all ahead of a cold front that will bring us some of the coolest weather of the season to southeast Texas. So let me get back on screen and talk more about this as this continues to head off to the south and east. So right now it's winds. There's damaging winds with this cell ahead of the front that is back up over here. This is the front right over towards Livingston, and there is weak rotation with this. I'm not convinced that this is a tornado, but what I am convinced is that you're seeing probably winds of around 60 miles an hour in and around Fred, and this is going to be heading off towards northeastern sections of Hardin County, and if it holds together, over in towards central sections of Jasper County. If we take a look at the winds, first off the hail is not there. That's weakened. Now if we look at the winds, we are getting some wind gusts. Let's see. That's not a big deal. Okay, that is rotating thunderstorm, but let me get back to velocity and you'll see what I'm seeing as far as the potential for severe. Let's go back to velocity and let's see, right there, 66 miles an hour, 65, that is severe. Okay, to the southwest of Fred, about 2 to 3 miles as this heads off to the southeast. So again, if you're just joining us, this is a rotating thunderstorm, and it's heading off to the southeast at 25 miles an hour and through rural southeastern Tyler County. This is rotating. So the winds are going away this way, and the winds are going away that way. So what you do is you're inducing rotation in and around this area right there. So we go back to regular velocity mode. We are getting winds, damaging winds of, let's see, 65, 66. That's a severe thunderstorm. So we're going to save this. And that has been extended until 5:15. Until 5:15. Let's see, save as a new one. It's 5:15 now, and through portions of northeastern Hardin and central sections of Jasper County. The hail threat seems to. There's hail coming down. Don't get me wrong. In and around Fred right now. This is, I don't think, severe hail. Let's see, what does it say? The maximum size hail will probably be 1 inch or less. Yep, so that is not severe hail. You need an inch size hail or greater for it to be severe. So let me put this back into play. And again, these cells are seeing southeasterly winds at the lowest levels. That's what's causing them to be severe. Nothing definitive at this point as we continue to watch a severe thunderstorm without a doubt, moving through the southeastern sections of Tyler County in and around Fred. Lots of lightning with this, and as I said, we are getting winds of around 60 to 65 miles an hour as it heads off towards the south and east. Without a doubt, that's producing hail. I don't think it's severe, 1 inch or less, so that is headed off right over Fred and through southeastern Tyler County. So again, this is rotation. The winds are moving away in the red, and they're moving towards the radar site in green. So you get circulation because of this. That is what the radar is telling us. As far as the wind speeds, we were getting winds right around 60 to 65 miles an hour Let me get a little closer. Okay, so 60 to 65 miles an hour on this side of the storm at this point. So that's where we're at. Jordan?
I'll take over for a second, give you a chance to catch your breath. You're watching special coverage from 12 News. We're on the air right now as a cold front makes its way through southeast Texas, crossing the 409. And you can see these storms that Patrick had pulled up on the radar because the fact these are isolated supercells rather than a large squall line. We're starting to get these concerns about the rotation. We're on the air technically because there's a tornado warning. That is our policy. We want to be with you and help you and your family stay safe. But as Patrick's been telling us, at this point there's no confirmed tornado, just a broad rotation with this storm that is now passing in southeast Tyler County, crossing into northeastern Hardin County, and eventually into central Jasper County. If I want to take the radar full, I'll give you a little better picture, and you can see all of these storms developing. And Patrick, jump in as you've got something to correct me here. But the bigger thing is all of southeast Texas now facing a threat. We've got the tornado watch that's here, and these ingredients that are leading to severe storms ahead of the cold front. So if you're watching tonight and thinking, hey, my kids got soccer practice in Beaumont tonight, well, we may have some issues as they get closer to the triangle here around the 5:30, 6 o'clock hour. So certainly in the next 2 hours. Patrick thinks this whole thing will be out of southeast Texas by 8 o'clock tonight. So that is the good news. We've got about 3 hours to get this stuff out of here. He is zooming again right now on that tornado warned storm. That is the edge of Tyler County and northern Hardin County there. And Patrick, what are you seeing in terms of the winds with this?
Yeah, that's what I'm putting on right now. I want to get zoomed out. This is why this is the biggest issue here. Let me change this real quick. We're seeing winds of about 60 to 65 miles an hour at this point.
So this is a severe storm at the very least.
Yeah, at the very least, it's a severe storm. I'm just not convinced that there is anything on the ground right now. It just doesn't look like it to me.
Yeah. Is this what we call broad rotation, or is this a?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a broad rotation with this supercell ahead of what is the cold front that's working east across our region right now. So if you're just joining us, we are on ABC 12, NBC 12, all the networks of 12 News, streaming on 12 News Plus, and on YouTube. We want to keep you and your family safe. This is what we do. So we are with you right now. We've interrupted programming, and Patrick's been going since about 4:15 here when the first tornado warnings were issued. Again, these are Doppler indicated. As Patrick's noting, we're expecting, according to the radar, detecting 60 to 70 mile an hour winds in that area southeast of Fred. Perhaps you can kind of draw the area where you think the greatest or the strongest winds are at this point.
I just had to catch up here.
Yep, that's why I'm here. So
give me a heads.
You adjust, and I think I'm also interested in hearing what you think is where these storms are tracking.
Okay.
Like where are we going?
This is ahead of the line is moving off to the south and the east. I'm looking at two different sources here.
Yep.
And again, this cell does have broad rotation, if you will. It's trying to hook. Let's see. Okay, there is the hail. That's not severe. It's less than an inch in diameter. So, okay. So here we are. We're looking at velocity, storm rotational velocity. So that's moving away. The red is moving away from the radar site in Lake Charles. The green is moving towards the radar site. So you get broad rotation. This is a weak couplet, but we are seeing some winds as we switch to velocity mode. And you'll be able to see what I'm seeing. So we are getting some wind gusts. Let's see, right around, let's see, 65. That is a severe thunderstorm, okay? It's a weak severe thunderstorm, but still, let's see. Okay, that's not what I want. I want, how about right there, indicating 62. So anything 58 miles an hour or greater is severe. And we've certainly got that at 65 miles an hour. That'll do damage. That'll bring down limbs without a doubt, and certainly gusty winds as this heads off. That's pretty rural in northeastern Hardin County, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so if we kind of zoom out a little bit, or if you want to go to the wider radar, we got Buna to worry about, Kirbyville, Silsbee?
If this holds together.
Where's it tracking?
It is heading off to the south and east. Again, let me back out. And again, this is,
There you go.
there we go, heading towards Buna. And you can see this trying to hook around, Jordan. That's what we're going to be watching. But right now, I just don't see it as far as, there could be, and I'm just not seeing it, but I just don't see a definitive tornado on the ground right now. And I'm looking at a couple of other sources as we take a look at this. But there is broad rotation, and it would be this area right here to the south of Fred, right on the county line right there.
Yeah, and what about for the rest of us? I mentioned we're under a tornado watch. What do you think
That's
about
going to
these?
be canceled early.
Yeah.
The storms are going to be out of here by 8 p.m. this evening as this line continues to head on off towards the south and east fairly quickly. So there's the conventional radar that you're used to.
So stay on that one for a second. So
Yeah.
are you expecting storms to fill in, say, across the triangle in the next couple hours?
Yes, this is going to form. So right now we're in individual, what we call discrete cell mode, individualized, separated cells. But what they're going to do is they like friends. So they're going to team up, and we're going to cause lines to develop as this line to develop as it gets closer to the triangle. So I think that the tornadic threat, which is very low right now, will actually go down here in the next hour or so.
Well, of
if
course,
not
we
sooner.
need the rain, but don't want damage from these storms. So in that case, it would be better to have kind of a squall line develop.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. But I think that this is just a very isolated supercell, if you will, isolated thunderstorm that is severe. I think that's going to be the case this evening. Isolated, severe, low chances. As this then evolves into a line, that's what we normally see with these individual cells. They pop and then they become severe. And then what happens is that, see how isolated they were here, and now we're starting to get kind of a line to develop. And that's what usually happens as we go through the event, is that they team up and become a line, and that generally lowers the severe threat.
So for our friends in Buna, I suppose this storm, if it holds together, is coming their way in the next 30 minutes or so? Or is it kind of a slow
it kind
mover?
of looks like that right now. It's
Okay.
heading off to the south and east towards Buna eventually. Again, there is a tornado. Well, they have canceled it. No, it's still there. Okay, so we do still have the tornado watch and tornado warning in through southeastern sections of Tyler County and northeastern sections of Hardin County. And I'm zoomed in very closely so we can see. So again, there is rotation without a doubt, and it could still put it down a tornado, but again, I'm just not convinced that there's anything on the ground. There's 50, that's not severe. 51 is not severe. 77 mile per hour winds there, Jordan, look at that, that's severe. So we definitely have severe winds in through northeastern Hardin County as this heads on off towards the south and east at 25 miles an hour. 70 miles an hour, that is severe. That's why we're on right now.
Yeah, and I was just looking at the track on this. I mean, it looks like Buna is going to get something. It may not be the worst of the winds or the worst of the hail that's with this storm, but it is sort of tracking generally southeast, right?
Yes. Denise, can you bring me back up full on? It's hard to see.
There you go.
Okay, what is this? This is a new scan. That's not severe. That's not severe now. We just had a scan, though, that gave us 77 miles an hour. So this is a broad rotation, something to watch, but I'm not bent out of shape right now. I've seen worse in this area. So again, we have this developing line, and this is what's going to affect us here in the Triangle, Jordan, in the next between about 7 o'clock here in Beaumont and probably 7 to 8. In Port Arthur. So this is going to be a short term over the next 2 to 3 hours that this will move quickly onto the south and east with this front, which is now back over towards Livingston. You can see how the clouds are moving off from the north and west as this line heads on into our area. And again, there is some curvature to that, so that kind of piques my attention. I'm going to take hail out because that's just not happening. Don't see severe hail out of this right now. Did earlier, and I'm going to have to back out, Jordan, just a second. This is moving quickly to the southeast. I think it was 25 miles an hour, maybe towards Buna in the next few minutes.
While he does that, it wouldn't be a terrible idea for us to show some of the sky cams around the region as well. This, again, part of a larger storm system. You can already see some of the storms on the horizon as we look to the northwest. This is the view from the Roofing 911 sky cam at the Horseman's Western store in Orange. A perfect look at this line as it's starting to coalesce, even seeing some that look like lightning on our sky cam in Orange right now. So you've got the idea here in the triangle, not here yet, but that's why we're here with you, because of the ongoing severe weather threat. We still have the tornado warned storm that is off to the northwest of Buna. Again, this is not a confirmed tornado, simply a rotation, broad rotation that Patrick and our friends at the National Weather Service are detecting. And we are hearing from the Weather Service that the tornado warning is about to be replaced, Patrick, with a severe thunderstorm warning. But we will keep our eyes on that. That was to be passed along from the National Weather Service chat. So just letting you know, we are continuing to track this. You'll want to pop over to the radar again, control room. We'll give you another look at the radar. We're getting close to the beginning of 12 News at 5, so we're just going to stay on the air for just a couple of minutes with you and then be on the air for the newscast. Again, you're looking at the severe storm right now, and Patrick keeps zooming in so you can see where it is crossing Fred. It's past Fred. It's past Fred.
Oh yeah,
now.
definitely past Fred.
Crossing the Neches River probably about right now.
Okay, there's the tornado warning has been canceled.
That's good news. That's good news. Well, we are going to...
It's kind of what I thought, but the thing is that the winds are severe.
Got it. Got it. Well, that's why we now have a severe thunderstorm warning that encompasses the edge of Tyler, the edge of Hardin County, and Jasper County as well.